Okay, let's start. Good morning, everybody. Thank you again for taking the time to join this, our first webinar of the public image in support with the zone. Today we have the great support and participation from Patrick Harrison, the Rotary Public Image Coordinator, Team Region 36, Zone 25B and 29. And Amy Kilgore, Assistant Public Image Coordinator, Zone 25B and 29. So thank you for your time, for your support, always with our District 5930. My name is Adriana Contreras, the public image from the District 5930, and I have the honor to have our District Governor, Sira Surani, and thank you again for the support to this initiative. And of course, we will have a follow-up trainings and webinars. And now I will ask our district governor, Dr. Serrani, if you help us with the welcome and officially starting
Thank
this
you.
webinar.
Thank you, Adriana. Good morning, everyone. And thank you for giving this morning to us for the public image to learn about it. And welcome, Patrick and Amy, for this wonderful District 5930. And we are ready to create some magic and catch some dreams with the public image ideas and strategies you're going to share today. So please, back to you, Adriana, if you want to start.
Thank you. Patrick, could you introduce yourself in that way everyone can learn more about you, please? And Amy as well.
Sure, we're going to go ahead and we have a slide for that. So first of all, thank you guys so much for having us here today. And for everyone listening on the recording, thank you for taking the time to be with us on recording as well. It's really important, and I want to honor that you're taking the time today to be with us. We know that you have so many other things you could be doing in the world, and we really, really honor that you're with us. You guys are the leaders of Rotary. This district is dynamic. I mean, the leadership in this district, all of you are just so energetic and intentional, and your impact is clear. So thank you for all the work that you do, Dr. Z and Adriana. Thank you. Thank you. It's very clear to us in the region, and we just are so happy to be with you today. So Amy and I have never presented together officially before. We've done it with other people involved, but this is the first time the duo of Patrick and Amy. So get excited about that as well. So Amy, take it away.
I promise that I will be on my better behavior. So those of you that have Zoomed with me know that sometimes I'm not. But I'm also thrilled to be here. I'm the immediate past district governor in 5910, and I was super duper honored when Patrick called me and asked me to join this team. Public image is not my job in life. I am a social worker by trade and try to keep bad things from happening in public schools. But this is something that I am passionate about, because the way that we present ourselves and the way that people perceive us is vital to our organization, and it will either help us to excel or it will kill us. So we're here today to just make sure that we are doing the best that we can. And I'm looking forward to hearing and learning from you all as well. So Patrick.
Okay, so let's go open the slides up, and I'm going to show you sort of who we are. It's better to show it than to just explain it. We are the regional public image team, and what that means is we are regional leaders in Rotary International. A lot of people think, well, who are these people that show up out of nowhere and start talking and connecting with each other? The way the regional leadership teams work is we sit right below the board of directors of Rotary International, and we each have, I think there's 34 or 30, no, there's 38 regions or 36 regions now. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, because obviously we're region 36. So I have to get that number verified. And there are membership, foundation, and public image, and then in Polio Now and major gifts regional leaders. And then they have teams. So as Amy gets her PowerPoint, everything good there?
No, not really. So hold on.
Okay, cool. I'll just keep talking.
Yeah. Keep time out.
So we are here to support each and every one of you. We're here to make sure that you guys have the resources available with public image, that you have inspiration. We believe in inspiration, which we're going to talk about in just a little bit. And we're also here to do any presentations, to come and talk about strategies, concerns, challenges. It's really important that districts and club leadership, they understand that we're available. A lot of times I think club leadership don't think they can contact regional teams, and that's just not true. Please feel free to reach out anytime. We're available for anything. There's a weird line there. Do you see that?
I'm getting rid of it.
Okay. Hey, we're live on TV. This is how it works,
Right.
And so please reach out anytime you need anything, as well as we have a virtual connection hour that we're going to talk about later on in the presentation. That's really a great opportunity for anyone that's listening to this right now. You can join us the fourth Monday of every month at 4:30 Central Time to talk about public image. There's no agenda. There might be some specific topics we discuss throughout the virtual connection hour, but there is no agenda. It comes from the audience. And so we look forward to seeing you on that. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on. Okay. There's a couple more weird dots. I don't know what that is, but yeah.
We're going to move past weird dotting.
All right. Well, we have some aliens joining us today. So here.
Yes.
All right. So there's my information. That's how you get a hold of me. I'm from District 5870 in Austin, Texas, the Rotary Club of Austin Cosmopolitan. It's my favorite club. I love it. So I love my club. And there's Amy's information. And now we're going to go to the map. Now, this is the region. And it's important that you know this so you know that this is a public image tip to take back with you. Encourage your members of your club to go outside your club walls. Rotary is not just in your club. Rotary is vast around the world. And so we like to show this. This is our region. Our region goes from a little bit of Ontario, Canada, all the way through the Midwest, a little bit of Michigan, all of it, Wisconsin, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Nebraska, Iowa, Chicago, and Northern Illinois, all down to Kansas, all the way a little bit of Oklahoma, and then down most of Texas. And so come join us. Come join us at Zone Institutes, RMDTI, PETS, district conferences. Go visit other districts from around the region. I'm telling you, it will enlighten you and it will spark something in your Rotary journey. I wouldn't know these wonderful people I see that are my Rotary family on this call without doing that. I've known Debbie for years because I got outside of my club walls. So please, please, please encourage your club members and Rotarians to go visit the rest of the region. It will strengthen public image. Amy, take this away.
All right. So we are a team of many. There are 8 of us on the team. Patrick is our fearless leader. And then Amber, who's on the right side of the screen, she is our public image team advisor, been a member of the team for a long time. And then the rest of us are scattered from all over the region, like Patrick mentioned. The 3 of us on the left side, Rebecca, me, myself, and Rod, we're all from Texas. Pam, though she is in our Texas district, she actually sleeps in California. And then the other side of the screen, with the exception of Amber, they live in zone 29. And so, but we're a great team. We have a lot of diverse experience. And so really, if you have a question, you can reach out to any of us. And if we specifically can't answer it, the one you asked, well, what somebody on our team can. And so we bounce things off of each other all of the time.
Now you see why she had the dots, so it would cover my face. See?
Yes,
that's why the dots are there. And by the way, Pam does come to Texas, and she is available online at any time. Everybody on this screen, everyone is available for anything you need. Don't just think you have to contact me or Amy. You can contact anyone on our team. We're experts in all different areas, and if you ever want to know who is what and what expertise they have, please reach out to us and we'll let you know.
Right. And the dots are on Patrick's face, so you know that you can ask anybody, not just him.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
All right. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go.
All right. So public image is everything. It is the way we engage with our community members. It's about our club members. It's the vibe of our clubs, our projects, our fundraisers. It's right down to the food that we eat, the speakers that we invite, the way we present ourselves online, and the way that we appear, the word choices, our voice, and the way we are seen, that visual identity through our branding and all of those other pieces.
Absolutely. And so this is, as Amy said, this is everything. And the way we like to structure, and this is something new in our team, we are really trying to structure the message of public image for everyone to understand that every single Rotarian has something to do with public image. A lot of people think that public image has to do with just social media or media. Those are tools for public image. And we can sit here for the next 5 hours and we literally offer a 5 hour training, which we're more than welcome or willing to come back and do with you guys. And we will make you public image tool rock stars. But if you're not providing what you're selling, there's no point. So the foundation of public image is that it's everything. So let's go through some of this real quick. Community involvement. Yeah, there you go. Community involvement. What is your club's community involvement? I'm going to give you some examples and think about your specific club and district-wide as well. What if, and by the way, this is no offense to anyone that's listening. I just pick random projects. So this is not specific to your project if you do this. But imagine if you did dictionaries and you've been doing dictionaries for 10 years. And every summer you go to the ISD and you go to a specific school and you hand out at an elementary school dictionaries that have the Rotary Club of Corpus Christi on it. And I'll just pick that club randomly. And the school goes, "Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, thank you." And they grab the dictionaries, they close the door, and they go, "Go put them in the shed. We don't need these anymore. I wish they would talk to us about this." Imagine though, if you actually went to the ISD and you said, "Hey guys, we've been doing the dictionaries for years. Is there something else we can do to impact? Is there a need that you need fulfilled that we can help you with? Let's have a conversation. Let's have a dialogue twice a year, every year." That is public image gold because that then, and I know you guys are rock stars and you guys are already doing this. Your district is dynamic with public image when it comes to community involvement. Please, I mean, you guys are awesome. But it's important to remind that the more communication you have with your community, the more you set a relationship and a tone that the Rotary Club of Rockport is here for you. Anytime you need something, pick up the phone during triumph or tragedy, and we're going to take care of business. That is the most public image gold you can have in a Rotary Club. You become the center of service of your community. What are your members like? There are members that are dynamic, exciting. They're engaged. They feel that they're heard. Or are your members bored? Is it stale? The relationship. Do they feel like they're not being heard? This is a very important part of public image, and it's a member. And I love, I was on the road with a few of the RI membership team who are rock stars. Debbie, you know that. And they were just like, "Oh, the message. This is the message is our public image membership." Exactly, because public image is everything. It's deeply involved in membership and the membership experience. And so ask yourself, I'll give you an example. I've gone to clubs before, and this goes into the vibe of your club as well, where I've sat down in someone's chair and they've come into the room and they've said, this guy snapped at me, he went, "Get out of my seat." And I went, "What?" And look, I'm a New Yorker, so I think I just come back from New York and I had to like take a couple minutes or a couple seconds to just breathe because I was about ready to chew this person out. But I went up to the club president and I said, "You have a culture problem in your club. And until you fix it, I'm not coming back." Because imagine if I was a guest. Imagine if I was not the speaker of that day and I was looking for a place to feel welcomed and to get involved in the community. And someone came and did that to me. And you know what the president said to me? "Oh, is that so-and-so? Yeah, he's a problem." So they've already known this person's been a problem for a long time and they ignored it. And imagine how many times a guest has come in and that's happened to them. So this is a very important part of public image is what are your members about? But flip, I don't like to stay on negative. So flip to the positive. Imagine if your members are engaged and excited, inspired, and they have this incredible vibe and they're welcoming. You know what it's like when you walk into a place that has that inspirational energy in it. You know, within 60 seconds, "Ooh, this is going to be a good day. This is going to be a fun club meeting." I can tell, and for all of you that have been to many club visits, I can tell within 60 seconds, "Oh, yeah, this is going to be fun," or, "Oh, I need to fake sick and run out the door." But your members feel the same way, and so do your guests. So here's a exercise, one of the first tools. And by the way, we normally start with an intention, and I just forgot today. Our intention is to inspire you today. Our intention is to leave you connected, which obviously is a little bit harder on Zoom, but hopefully everyone here stays connected. And normally in person, we do a little bit of a connection exercise. And then we also want to leave you with value for your time, with valuable resources and tools you can take back with you. And I promise you, I'm going to check on that intention at the end here. We've never not hit a home run with it, but if we haven't today, we'll deal with it, right? But here's the first tip and trick that I'm telling you, if you go back and do this, it works. And that is go back to your club as a guest next week and walk into your club as a brand new visitor with fresh eyes and fresh ears and ask these questions. Is the parking easy? Is the location easy to get to? Is the club welcoming? Do I feel welcomed when I walk in? Do I feel that this has a vibe to it? It's exciting and it's inspiring and it's engaging, or do I feel like it needs some rejuvenation? It's stale. Ask these questions. Also, what is your food like if you serve food? Is your food good? Is it something people crave, or does it need a facelift? Does it need some help? And the number one, besides the vibe and members, when it comes to inside your club meeting, it's the speaker program. Here's the truth. We don't have time for boring speakers anymore. We can't do it. People don't have the time for it. And we all know what those speakers are like. We all know the speakers that when you get your email for the week and you go, oh, okay, it's Patrick. I'm gonna skip this one. This one's gonna be boring. This one's not value for my time. But you also know the opposite, that if you see Dr. Z show up and you know Dr. Z's there, oh, I'm gonna change my schedule and I'm gonna tell 5 friends they need to show up. That's the kind of programming we need. And here's the deal. I would rather a club skip a speaker and just do something club related, like club connection, club service, club assembly, club dance party. I'd rather have the club do something together than have another boring speaker. So please take the time. This is all the most important public image we can talk about today, because again, we will make sure you have the tools and resources and the inspiration necessary to become rock stars in social media and media coverage. But if you're not selling, if you're not providing what you're selling, it does not matter. And so the first moment you walk in a Rotary Club as a member for the 30th year or a guest for the first time really does matter when it comes to public image. So also with online presence and visual identity, voice and visual, we'll get into that a little bit later, but you only get one shot with innovators, and that's what we're looking for with membership. And engagement is we're looking for people that are innovators of all ages. That's 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90-year-olds. And if a 100-year-old can get to the meeting, let's take them. We're looking for innovators, and so are young people, by the way. This is a message that I like to say. This is not an official RI message, but I'll tell you right now, young people are looking for spaces where they can be involved with innovators of all ages with an equal seat at the table. And so if we can continue to encourage and attract innovators into our community, into our club, young people are going to follow, no doubt. I promise you that, as someone that's still young, okay? When I joined Rotary, I was considered young professional. Now I'm far from that, but I will tell you, I can still speak on behalf. All right, I know that was long, but it's important. So, and I'd like to ask, how much time do we have? Because I need to know how slow or fast I can go here. Are we good?
Well, yes, we're good.
Okay, just let me keep me posted. All right, cool. Amy, take it away.
All right. Patrick talked about food, so let's talk about secret sauce. So actually, Patrick, why don't you tell us about what is that secret sauce that you like in a meeting?
Yeah, this is something that people have asked us for years, especially Amber and I, when we've been on the road. When we're done with a thing, they go, what is that thing that makes us so engaged and excited and feel good when we walk away from not only our meetings but other ones that like international convention or international assembly, or these meetings and events that make you feel good. So we were trying to think about it, and we came up with the secret sauce. Inspiration is key in every single thing we do in Rotary. The community is hungry for inspiration. Our world is hungry for inspiration. That's why I believe a lot of people are addicted to their phones and Instagram and TikTok, is because they're starving for something that might inspire them or entertain them. Hopefully, it's more inspiration than entertainment, but at least I hope in the future. But when you, as club leaders, no matter if you're an AG, you're a PDG, you're a club president, you're a PI chair, a membership chair, foundation chair, whoever's listening to this, please help support your club in becoming the inspiration center of your community. Because the more people walk away from a club meeting or a district meeting, this also go like Dr. Z, you explained the district conference. That sounds awesome and it sounds very inspiring. And so it goes for district meetings and district visits as well. No more meetings that are boring. No more meetings that are just, they don't have that feeling that we can't put a name to it. So inspiration, start at the beginning of the meeting. I'll give you an example when it comes to connection as well. We have to have connection in our lives, and we have to allow Rotarians to feel connected. When I was, this is an example of it. When I was shopping for a new club, because the club that I loved, we had to close it down. We closed it down. We made a decision because our club location wasn't working. There were no other locations nearby. The time we were sort of sandwiched between other clubs in our community, and so we couldn't do a 7 a.m. or a noon. And so we decided as a board, we're going to close this dynamic club and we're all going to spread out in our district and bring our projects with us. And we have, and we've done it successfully. But I was sort of doing a club idol, where I was like shopping for clubs, and it was funny. People were pulling me one way or another. But I was like, nope, Austin Cosmo is my club. That's the club I want. And so I walked in and they were not friendly. It was like I walked in as a visitor. And I was like, ooh, wow, this was not a friendly club. I didn't feel engaged. So I went up to the president and I said, hey, there's a friendly problem. This isn't, it's not welcoming. And they were shocked because they're such a welcoming club. They're such a cool club, but they were just so used to the way they do things that they didn't realize that, oh, we're not connecting with the outside guests. So the president said, give me a week. I'm going to fix this. And so I went back the next week and she started 5 minutes of connection. And we've been doing it now for 6 years. And it is amazing. And it is the best thing we could have ever done for our club. And what it is at the beginning of the meeting, right after we do the four-way test, we do the four-way test at the beginning of the meeting. We start 5 minutes of connection, and there's a weird question, or like last week's question was really weird. It's like, what's your favorite mythical creature? That was weird. But we do questions like, what is a dream that you've forgotten? What is a struggle you're having in your life? What is your favorite game show? What is the grossest food you've had that you love to eat? What it does is for 5 minutes, we connect with people around the table that we're sitting. And we have found not only has it inspired and engaged our members to the point where now we know each other so much more and we love each other so much more and we feel so much more connected within the base of our membership. But guests, we've had numerous guests come to us right after a connection, even before the meeting begins. Right after the connection, they'll turn to us and say, we've been to 4 or 5 Rotary clubs and we didn't feel anybody connect to us. But now, not only do we love this, we want to now be members of this club. And so we've gained membership just by the 5 minutes of connection because it's just that powerful. So again, connection is key. And of course, value for your time. I don't have to say this to you. We are slammed. We are distracted. We have so many people trying to take our attention in our lives today that we have to value people's time. No emails just to email, no meetings just to have a meeting, no one just up there talking about themselves or talking for an hour and a half. Really be intentional as club leadership when it comes to time. And when your club members and guests and community members see that the Rotary Club of Laredo values people's time, they will continue to come back for more because they know when they show up, they're not only going to get value, but they're going to get respect for their schedule. So it's really a secret sauce mainstay, is that value for your time. And then the last thing is being intentional in everything you do. Dr. Z, your convention, your conference is very intentional, and it starts from connection. You start with bringing a torch around the district so that all the clubs feel heard and they feel connected. That's intentional. And I appreciate that because that is a major part. And plus, who isn't inspired by the Olympic music and all the Olympic stuff, you know? So the more intentional you are in everything you do, public image is just going to rise. And so I hope this makes sense to you guys. I promise you, this works. When you take this secret sauce and intentionally put it in everything you do, you're going to see a transformation and you're going to see growth in all you do. Plus the value of being a guest, going into a club as a guest. All right, I need to be quiet for a minute. I'm talking too much. Everybody good? Everybody good? Give us a thumbs up if you're good. Ken, are you good? Okay, I just
Or
want to
give
make
us the this if you want Patrick to
sure.
stop.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about the foundation of public image. It's everything. And so once you know the foundation of public image is everything, then we get into branding. How do you brand? How do you brand the projects you do in your club? How do you brand the fundraisers you do in your club? How do you brand your club? Which today we're not going to really get into how to brand your club. We'll get into that another time, but it all has to do with the why. So it is not just what we do, it is why we do it. And the time to share is now. This is probably our oldest slide. We've been presenting this for 10 years, and we now cannot go 5 steps at a PETS or a zone or an RMDTI or anything that's, you know, multi-district without people running up to us and saying it works. We heard you 4 years ago and now X, Y, or Z. So this is one of the most important messages you'll hear today. And so please take this in. And we're going to make sure you have copies of stuff so you don't have to take screenshots or pictures. So no one cares what we do. They just don't. In fact, I was at a Pets just recently, and I told them, "Hey, just don't read my bio, please. No one cares. Let's skip that." And thank you for not reading a bio today because I don't like the bios. What they want to know is why are you here? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to ask each and every one of you, and for those of you that are listening to the recording, why? Why are you here today? Why are you taking the time to listen to us and to be with us today? Why are you a Rotarian? Why are you a club leader or a district leader? Ask yourself this the rest of the day here today when we're together. And I will tell you why I'm here today. I will tell you that I am, slammed and busy and have a lot going on, but I wouldn't miss this for anything. Not only because I get to see my friends down in South Texas, but also because I know that every hour that I put into this incredible, powerful organization and every hour that I spend with Rotarians, I know that I'm transforming a life somewhere in the world. So if Kat, that they call you Kat, right? I want to, okay, go. Kat, if you get inspired by something here today and you go out into your community and you transform a life or you do something with impact, I'm a part of that. And so that's the partnership we have. And so it is clear to me, it is very crystal clear. But I want to ask you, and Amy, do you know your why?
Well, I think my why sometimes changes, but right now my why is because I know my kids are watching and I have seen the power of our organization and how it impacts my kiddos. Quick story. A couple of Easters ago, we don't do candy. I put money in eggs because I have a thing with teeth. Anyway, my youngest daughter was outside and the neighbor called because her daughter came inside and she said, "Hey, my kid just came in and she's got like $10 and she got it from your kid." I said, "Pardon me?" And I said, "Well, keep the $10. We'll have a little life lesson." I called my daughter in and I'm like, "Kaylin, what are you doing outside?" She's like, "I'm handing out money on the street corner." And I said, "Tell me more about that." And she said, "Mommy, you and your friends give people money and things when they need them, and I want to do the same." Now, mind you, she's giving out money so they can go buy candy, but that's not the point. The point is she recognizes that this is what Rotarians do to help others, and that's the small way she wants to help. And God help me, I'm going to make sure that I teach my kids that lesson every single day.
That's powerful. Thank you for that. That's important. You're getting some love from Debbie. I love those. I love how they're doing the hearts now. That's cool. Yeah. So I ask you, what is your why? And I want you to think about this as I tell a story. And this is how, and be thinking as I tell the story, your number one club project, the signature project that you do in the community, or, top 3 signature projects you do in the community. You can also think of a fundraiser as well. Okay, so I have lots of examples, but still the best one is the one I've used for years. We had a Women in Rotary event in our district, District 5870, Central Texas, years ago. And it was to honor the women in our district in Rotary. And so we chose a domestic violence shelter to help rejuvenate their backyard, their playground, their garden, not only for the kids, but for the moms. And it was a domestic violence shelter that had kids and moms together. And it was a bunch of what, and the what was weed eating, lawn mowing, hammering, painting, rebuilding a playground. I mean, just boring stuff. This is stuff that no one really cares about at the end of the day. That's the what. And the media shows up and that's all they're covering is the what. And I said, no, I went to the reporter and I said, can you stop covering this, and can you go over and ask the client what the impact is, why we're here? And so she went over there and she sat down with a client and she asked the client, what does it mean for you to have these Rotarians here today? And she said, if it wasn't for these women in Rotary, my child would still live in hell. But now he can dream again. That is the why. That is why we did the playground. That is why we did the backyard. That is why we did the important project. Do you see the difference? Because most Rotary clubs, they just cover the what? Rejuvenation of a playground and hammering and nailing and weed eating and mowing and all this stuff that really just doesn't matter. The real reason is that why. So I'll give you an example of how Rotary clubs misbrand a fundraiser. So next slide, please. You see this spaghetti? Now, we tried to find a really ugly picture of spaghetti dinner, but we had a hard time finding it. What's funny is now when I do this in crowds, there will be someone that stands up with one of the flyers, and so that's helpful. But a lot of times, let's just picture the Rotary Club of does South Padre have a Rotary Club? Okay. I'm just going to randomly pick the Rotary Club of South Padre. So let's say the Rotary Club of South Padre was doing the domestic violence shelter rejuvenation every year. And so they had just done the one that I just talked about, and now they're going to fundraise for next year. And so they're going to have a spaghetti dinner in their community. Well, what a lot of Rotary clubs do, and for anyone from South Padre, this is not, I'm just using you as an example. You guys rock. But they take a god-awful picture of spaghetti, and they put it on a poster, and they say, Rotary Club of South Padre, spaghetti dinner, Friday night, 7:30 p.m., Civic Center, $25. And what happens is all your friends from the Rotary, every member goes to their friends and say, hey, it's that time of year again. Will you come by on Friday night and grab this spaghetti and help us fundraise? And so you end up getting the same people every year showing up, eating the spaghetti and paying their $25, and you get around the same money every single year. And no one really knows. In fact, I guarantee people get in the car and go, so what was that money really for? I mean, I guess it's going to the thing, but what is that? And then they drive home and they move on with their life and they'll see each other next year. But what if the Rotary Club of South Padre did this instead? And Amy, if you can change the slide. What if they put a picture of the why and put the quote of the impact below it? If it wasn't for the Rotary Club of South Padre, my child would still live in hell, but now she can dream again. And put that in the community. And when I'm walking through the grocery store or the surf shop or whatever, and I see the spaghetti dinner, I'm going to go, ugh, God, ugh, I don't want to do the spaghetti dinner. And like I don't even know where the money's going. But if I see this picture, and by the way, this is an AI generated photo that the best we could find. So, because I'm not going to use some kid that I don't have permission to use. So, but I see this captivating. It could also be if you're helping with homeless vets, on your knees, handing them a blanket, handing the, you get the picture. It's an action photo. With that impact statement, I'm going to say, oh, wow, I didn't realize the Rotary Club of South Padre is doing that. Now I'm going to go find them and I'm going to give them $100, not 25. And I'm going to say, you can keep your spaghetti. I'm telling you, this works. I'm telling you, this is how you brand a service project. This is how you brand a fundraiser. And if you can think in all the projects you guys are doing, if you can think of the why and get those impact statements and share those impact statements on your Facebook, Instagram, your website, in media, especially in a press release, which we can come back and get into that another day, and especially in any kind of flyers and posters. I promise you, you're going to see a shift because you're sharing the why of what your club is doing. And that is, I mean, State Farm. I cried I cried at a State Farm commercial months ago because they shared their why. I thought it was a Rotary commercial. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I started crying and it was like, State Farm, we're here. And I'm like, what? I'm crying at State Farm commercial. But yeah. So does that make sense to everybody? Okay, cool. All right. Oh, you're muted because I've been talking so much. You just muted.
I know. It's like, oh, is he ever stopping? No. Hold on. So let's talk about what are ways that we can talk about our great organization. And if you don't have any talking points, we're ready to give them to you. So let's talk about we are the #1 service organization on the planet.
100%. I mean, I could sit here the rest of the day and give you quantifiable results of impact around the world. I could tell you stories from all over the planet that prove this. We don't have that time today, but these talking points we're giving you today are for you to take them back to your club and inspire your membership, inspire your community, craft your elevator pitch, which I don't even like saying that. Truly, we don't need an elevator pitch. You should be able to talk from your why. Why are you Rotarian and what is Rotary? It should come from your heart and it should come natural. But these talking points help with all of that. So again, we're the #1 service organization on the planet, hands down, no questions asked, and we should be proud to be a part of this incredible, impactful organization.
Did you know that we were instrumental in the Charter of the United Nations?
How many people knew that? A few of you? Okay. Well, hopefully everybody can start to know this, especially everybody listening, because take away the politics of this. This has nothing to do with politics. This has to do with the impact that the United Nations and Rotary and the partnerships between the UNICEF, WHO, etc. Imagine how many lives have been impacted in the world. Millions, millions, millions of people that have clean water, they have education, they have medicine, they have public health resources, they have peace because of this partnership between United Nations and Rotary, and because of these incredible Rotarians that were part of the Charter of the United Nations. We were the only NGO that had a representative that had a seat at the table. Now I think there's a few others, but we have Rotary representatives. In fact, they just met at Evanston, I think, for a training this week during the Global Support Summit. We have an office at Rotary. I've heard, or I mean, at the United Nations. I've heard it's not the fanciest thing in the world, but hey, we have an office. And we have Rotary Day. We have a monthly UN breakfast that the Rotary Club of New York sponsors. Please go if you're in New York and you're look up the Rotary Club of New York. They will advertise. They have ambassadors and other important members of the United Nations come and speak. It's wonderful. But this is something that my world, my network, they light up when I say this because they cannot believe. They just thought Rotary is a bunch of people, having lunch and talking about insurance. They didn't know. They didn't know that we have such an instrumental, deep rooted relationship around the world, and we are impacting almost every country on the planet, project to project. So thanks to this, especially.
As you know, we are this close to eradicating polio, right?
But have you heard of polio if you're a certain age? I hadn't. Before I became a Rotarian, I didn't know what polio was, and thank God I didn't because of the incredible work that Rotarians are doing around the world. I am not inflicted by polio, but what I do know is HIV, Ebola, COVID, Zika, peace. And so the beauty of this initiative that is now, I would say, the most successful initiative in the world for an NGO. We have an infrastructure that is planted around the world that leaders from around the world pick up the phone and say, hey, how did you do that? We need your help because we have a spread of this disease, or we're having a we're having a conflict and we need some help with peace, or we have an issue with water, whatever it may be. the infrastructure that's eradicating polio is now deeply involved in helping eradicate other major issues around the world. And that's Rotary. And that is the organization you're a member of and that you're a leader of. And so that's something to be really, really proud of. And the community should know that. You know,
We
this
have
one, and that actually has to be updated, but it gets updated. We've been keeping it the number because it goes up and down, but you get the point. We have a lot of members in a lot of countries.
and Patrick already talked about this. Our relationships, just think about what happens at the UN. We get things done and we get it done from the ground up.
Yeah, and I think this is something that if someone in your community is like, well, what's the difference between you and American Red Cross? I'm a member of American Red Cross. I was a PIO, a volunteer. I've helped run the mega shelter in Austin during Harvey. I mean, I care about Red Cross. Red Cross comes in and they come in strong. They dive in, they help. They help when the need is like raw. And everyone in you know this. We're talking about this earlier today. The Red Cross is responding right now in your community. But then they leave. And then Rotary is there. Rotary is there from the minute that the disaster happens, and they stay up for years and years and years and years to come. And this is more evident now than ever before because of social media. We see now if something happens. I love this example when I don't love what happened, but I love the example of Rotary in action. There was a explosion in Beirut, Lebanon, a few years back. And we are all trying to figure out, because one of our members of our club is from Lebanon, and we were trying to figure out how to help and how to respond. The Rotary Club of Beverly Hills, California, was the leader in responding in America. That just shows you the network of Rotary is so vast that the Beverly Hills Rotary Club was like, hey, we're here to respond. Get the money to us. We're getting it to the Rotary Club in Beirut. So we're all about relationships. This is the most important slide that we have for the talking points. This is the one that is most resonant right now in your communities, I promise you. We are divided. We know that. In fact, I was at pets all over all over the Midwest, and I would say outside the windows of this hotel, and I would point to the windows, there is a lot of noise, a lot of anger, a lot of division. But the beauty of Rotary is we turn that off. We are a non-political, non-religious organization. It doesn't matter who you voted for or if you didn't vote at all. It doesn't matter who you pray to or if you pray to no one. If you are willing to serve under the four-way test with that integrity, we welcome you. I'm telling you, this is one of the biggest public image pieces we have right now in this organization. Because in this country, people are starving in our communities to find out how, no matter what side they're on or what, how do we break bread? How do we come together? How do we help our community? How do we help each other? And the answer is Rotary. We can come together, we can break bread, we can find projects that we agree upon, and we can turn the noise off and the pain off or whatever's going on, and we can serve our communities and make a lasting impact. And that is the beauty of Rotary. And our communities need to know this now more than ever. I'm telling you, when we say this, when community members are present, they will come up to us afterwards and go, I had no idea. I had no idea that as someone of the Jewish faith or the Buddhist faith, I can join. I'm like, absolutely. We're come to an international convention. You will see every single walk of life present. And that is the beauty of it. And so I'm so proud to be a part of this organization. This is the key, in my opinion. This is my humble opinion. This is how we're going to transform and save the world. And it already is. There's examples, by the way, and stories of many examples of why our non-political, non-religious distinction helps us with peace and with disease eradication, et cetera, et cetera. And I'll give you one example. There has been stories told that during the Afghanistan war, the Taliban and the U.S. Marines will be fighting. And a Rotarian or a group of Rotarians will walk through the village, and the Taliban will put their guns down first. And why do you think that's the reason? Because they know they know that Rotary is not there to do something, that's political or do something. They're there to do the job that's necessary to eradicate polio, or they're there to do the job necessary to give a family something they need. And so Rotary has that integrity, and it is priceless public image. So I hope you can take that back and share that with your community. You get that? I think we talked about that. Take that one.
All right. So Charity Navigator, we are, I think it's like 16 or 17 years in a row now that we've
16.
been marked
Yep.
as a 4-star, which is the highest rating that you can have. And what that means to you is that when you give your money to the annual fund, to any part of our Rotary Foundation, that we are using it in the most efficient way possible, which is to give it back to our communities across the globe. I mean, and remember too, that our foundation is the only foundation, or one of the few foundations, that you as the donor get to choose where your money goes. So if you have a heart for peace, then put your money there. Or if you want to put it into polio eradication, or, for mothers and children, you have those choices, and we respect those, and we give you all the options that you need.
This is a huge public image nugget that people in our communities need to know, is that the Rotary Foundation, like she said, it's premier. It's the top. And I think it's 93 point, don't hold me to it since we're being recorded. I don't know I think it's 93 point something cents per dollar goes to, I mean, you can't beat that. Whatever the number is today, you still can't beat it. And it is, I wish Sharon was on the call so I could, but it is so important because, as you know, I don't have to tell you, you're living it right now in your district. And by the way, to anyone who's been affected by the floods, we give our love and we are here for you. But you know what it's like when tragedy hits and when a disaster hits and you need immediate assistance. And what people don't know is that you can donate to Rotary through disaster relief, or a Rotary club in the community will make sure the money is being filtered through with integrity. I'm telling you, this is a big one. And the more and more we talk about it, especially, and this is another point, something that I really encourage at PETS for club president-elects, whenever you're talking at a meeting and you're the president and you're asking for money for the foundation, please make sure to bring this up. Don't just ask for the money. I've been to clubs before where I see a president just go, well, get your money out. We need to get our numbers up. And then the guest is going, what is this? Some weird money play? Like, what is this? But when you say the facts that we are the premier foundation in the world, that we are respected so much that we're a 4-star ranking for 16 years, all these facts before you ask for the money, I've seen guests before go, well, how do I donate? How do I give some money to this? And so it's really important that we share this information when we talk about the foundation. Also, another point I wanted to bring up, did you guys know that in Ukraine, during the war, membership has skyrocketed? Just think about that for a minute. Sometimes I have a hard time getting someone to show up to a happy hour time in Austin, Texas, during just normal times. But during a war in Ukraine, Rotarians are attracting new members like never before. And that is because they see the integrity, they see the action, they're feeling the impact and the why. And so it's very clear to them and they want to be a part of this organization. So that's just another example of the why and the impact. The Rotary Foundation's mission is to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace. Who doesn't want to be a part of that? And that's more important now than ever. So the reason and here's the slide that we'll make sure you have a copy of. This has all of them. This is one of our most popular slides. That's why we bring it up in our talk, is more and more people request it, especially leaders in their club. They want to bring it back to their clubs and inspire that inspiration at the beginning of meetings so that people in clubs around your district know what Rotary is. So we'll make sure you have this. But again, I hope it's inspired you, and I hope it's given you some ideas from a public image standpoint on how to plant these facts, not only in your club, but in your projects intentionally and in your community. So, all right.
Well, I know Patrick said we're not going to talk about brands and logos, but he lied.
Well, and no, so I said we're not going to talk about branding a club. We're going to talk
well,
about
we
this.
kind of are a little bit,
Yeah, we're going to talk about this for sure. Yeah.
So raise your hand. Tell me or shout it out. What is that Apple thing? Who is that? What organization or company does that represent? Bueller.
Apple, everything I've got on right now, my laptop, my phone, and my watch.
Okay, everything Debbie owns. It represents everything Debbie owns. All right, what about that next one, that little check mark? What is that?
Just do it, Nike.
Just do it, Nike. I mean, oh my God, Zara got not just what that image is, who the company is, but she got that tagline. What about, Patrick, what about that last one?
So we put Coca-Cola on here, not because obviously it says Coca-Cola, but we put it on there because of that color red. You see the color red that everybody recognizes? Imagine if we were all regional directors of Coca-Cola right now, and we decided, let's change the Coca-Cola can to the maroon of an Aggie. Okay? What would happen to us the next day? I would fire myself because I'm a Longhorn, but we would be fired, right? We would be let go. And that is because they've spent millions of dollars and millions of minutes trying to find the absolutely perfect Pantone code red that makes you want to grab a Coca-Cola in a hot summer day. And so Rotary's done the same thing. They haven't spent millions of dollars, but they've done the same thing. They've created a style guide and visual identity for us. And why is this important? This is important because Dr. Z, you said it perfectly. Just do it, Nike. Boom. It's very clear. You know what it is. But that took years of intentional branding and marketing in our society to get us to say that. We are really pushing, and again, we're not Rotary Police. There are Rotary Police out there, but we're not the Rotary Police. But this is no longer a new logo and an old logo. This is a compliant logo and an non-compliant logo. This is important because every single club in Rotary, if every single club in Rotary makes sure their branding is compliant, I promise you, in the next 10 to 15 years, when we start to walk in our communities, people are going to run up to Kat and to Andy and to Elaine, and they're going to say, oh my God, I was on a trip in Ireland, and I was on a trip in Pennsylvania, and I saw all the stuff that's Rotary's doing. Is this the organization you're a part of? And you're going to be like, yes, we've been trying to tell you forever. We're the #1 service organization on the planet. Everyone's going to start to recognize the impact of Rotary. And so that's the importance of why we ask you to make sure that everything you do in your club, everything internally and externally, has the proper master brand for your club, so that your club gets the same credit as a club in Korea, a club in Japan, a club in Ireland, a club in New York, a club in Ohio, and a club in Austin, Texas. The more we do this intentionally, the brand is going to be so strong that one day from now, we can put the wheel with not even the Rotary, we can do the simplified right next to those, and people go, that's Rotary International, and they save children's lives, they create peace, they save the environment, they save water. It will just be like this because of everything that clubs are doing around the world. So Amy's going to dive into a little bit more of what that means now.
Am I? Okay. All right. So let's look at proper branding. I want you to think about the image that your club is using to let the community know who you guys are. And does that match what you're looking at on this screen? And you don't have to answer out loud. But if your answer is no, we're going to take some time in just a few minutes so that I can show you where to go to make that happen. But this is like what Patrick was talking about. This visual identity is really, really important for us. And we in Rotary, we like options. And so we've given them to you. So you can use that master brand with the Rotary and the wheel. Remember, they're locked together. That's that master brand. And you can put your club name at the bottom. You can put it at the top. You can put it at the top and the bottom. So it could be South Padre Rotary Club, South Padre Rotary, Rotary Club of South Padre. Those are all appropriate options for you guys. Oh, that's
Do you want to get into the simplified, non-simplified for a second? It's up to you.
Yes, we can. And we'll do it real quick because this is not, you can't really see it. I mean, I'm making it bigger on my screen. That doesn't help you. This image that you are seeing on here is the regular image, right? And you can see the word as I drive you nuts, like Blair Witch Project here. You see the word Rotary International kind of all muddled up in that wheel, right? And so when our items are big, we want to be able to see the words Rotary International in it. Now, when you look at the bottom of this slide, then this one right here on the bottom, do you notice how this one looks different? This one is simplified. This graphic doesn't contain the words because it's going to be too small to be able to see all that fine print. When you're looking like on our backgrounds online right now, like look at Patrick's in that top right-hand corner. That, Patrick, isn't that one the simplified one?
I cannot see myself.
Well, it should be the simplified one if you can't see it, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
and that's that good thing to notice. The one above my head in that right corner, that's the simplified version. And so just kind of be aware of that. And it is just to keep the integrity of the images that we're using.
But do you see how streamlined, modern, clear it is? And so your club, I will tell you also from a membership standpoint and from attracting new members, because public image is everything. We're doing all the work. We've branded correctly. We're sharing our why in our community. We can dive in. Now, what I meant earlier about club branding is there's a way to brand your club about the service you do in your community.
Yes.
We'll get into that in a training that we can come back for.
Yes.
But when you hashtag correctly, all the things, social media, when a person walks into the club for the first time, the vibe is awesome, but they have a logo from the 1980s and they have badges that look like they were made in 1980. And I know things are costly. I get that. 100% honor that. But take the time, maybe one thing at a time. But when someone walks in and sees that, they might go, that's okay, this is interesting. Or if they walk in a club and there's beautiful badges, beautiful banners, everything's clean and clear, the same logo they saw in the community, it shows that you're taking the time to welcome the entire energy. It's all modernized and it looks really clean and clear. I'm telling you, it works. It's branding. You don't go into a McDonald's, right? You don't go into a McDonald's and not see everything internally the same branding as the same branding externally. It's the same with Rotary. And I know it costs money. So for anyone out there listening, we're here to support you. If you need some support and some ideas and some ways to get the vendor price, the right price, email us. We have some great relationships and ideas.
Right. And we really want to make sure that you are using these images and that have your club's name in there. We want your club to get the credit for the work that's being done in your community. We love Rotary International. Rotary International, that is, I want you to think of that as that's our last name. Right. And we don't want you to not be used. I want to be able to call you by your first name. I want to know this is Kingsville Rotary Club. This is who we are. We're all tied again by that Rotary International piece of it, but let us know who your first name is. You don't want to just be Texas. You want to be Corpus Christi. You want it to be very specific to your region, and this allows for that to happen. Take the credit. We don't like to brag, but we are asking you to brag about yourself in this way, using the tools that we are giving you here today.
There's also some legality and liability things that we don't get into, but essentially the only time you can use Rotary is if you are Rotary International. And that's something we can if you have questions, reach out to us. We can discuss offline.
Yes, because we don't want to get there today. All right, so look, let me give you some other ways you may see how our brand is used. So, when we went to Lone Star Pets, right? It would say where this one says Midwest Pets, it would say Lone Star Pets. You can see in the Interact one, it says Interact Rotary District, blah, blah, blah. So in yours, it could be for all, if you guys have like an Interact conference or engaging all of the Interact clubs in your community, your district, it would be Interact Rotary District 5930. If it's at, Smith High School, it could be Smith High School Interact club. Does everybody see how that's working? And so we have that same opportunity with Rotaract and Interact. We're never going to use Rotaract by itself, right? Because that is Rotaract at the RI level, all Rotaractors in the world. So remember, think about it when it's just the word Rotary, we're talking about, we're giving credit and things to the giant organization, not your specific community. And again, we want your specific community to get the credit that it is due for the work that's happening there. Patrick, anything you want to add to that?
No, it's just really, I mean, I'm telling you, this is something that the more, and if you're on this call right now, or if you're hearing this recording and you're like, yeah, but my club doesn't get it, go back and explain the why. Inspire the why of it. That whole, we want our club projects to get the same credit as the club all the way over in India. We want the same club project credit as the club in St. Martin in the Caribbean. When clubs start to see that, they go, well, yeah, of course we do. Of course we want to be a part of this. And the simple way to do it is to make sure you're using correct branding. Again, we're here to help you with this. You're not alone here. You have a dynamic district public image chair. And she knows how to get a hold of us, and we can all jump on a call. We're here for you, so that we're not alone. But the brand center is your friend, and there is a QR code there to go to the brand center.
Yes.
But and that's usually more for in person, but there it is if you need it, and we'll show you how to get to it in a second. But this next slide is a perfect example of how not to do things.
Yes.
And we just put it out there just to give you an example, and it will get so easy for you to catch it that it's visceral for me when I see them now. I go, ooh, I just start to go like, but again, here's some examples for you.
So I was telling Patrick this morning, he said, I attended a great event in a district last night. And I said, but all of a sudden my heart hurt because they use that very old mark of excellence that's there right here, down here on the bottom. Oh, wait, is this one? This one right here. Remember Patrick talked about this. This has been gone like 15 years ago. This is no more, please, no more. Sometimes we see like the one in Park City here, you see how that wheel has been dropped into the state of Texas. Now, we all love Texas, so we are very loud and proud, but this is not appropriate use of our brand. And so I just want you to stop and think about what you're doing with the tools. Like we're showing you how we want them to be used. We don't want you to create your own logos like you see over here for this yard sale. We are giving you the tools to do it right. And if you have questions about how to do it, Adriana, all of us, we are all here to help you, give you what you need to make it right, or to help give you positive critiques about how to improve it. Because I don't want you to show up like here in Germany, in Hamburg, and have misused the wheel on a golf ball, because that just doesn't help our brand.
And no blue bonnets coming out of a wheel, and no, all that stuff. But we don't like to be Rotary police. That's not why we're having this discussion. No. We're here to inspire the importance of, and I'll tell you, we'll get emails from all over the region. In fact, actually from all over the Rotary world. And people will say, hey, what do you think of this design? And we're honest and say, hey, that's not correct, but try this. And then they come back and go, oh, that looks better. I'm like, yeah, exactly.
And, another thing that we're talking about too is we are always looking at the zone level to share great stories about the work that everybody in the region is doing. But part of that, what we're looking for is that when we share that story, and if we're going to link it directly from your website, your Facebook page, your district social media, is that it is using all the tools correctly. And so it hurts when I go, oh, I can't share that story because now we've done some funky thing with the Rotary logo. I want to be able to share all of the great work, and that is also including that visual piece of it. So please keep that in mind because I want to share your stories. Absolutely. Okay, so let's look at the Rotary Brand Center. Is everybody here familiar with the Rotary Brand Center? Is there anybody not shaking their head? Okay. So you all, if you do not know how to log into the Brand Center, hold on, let me see what's here. Let me swap this out for just a second. Let's go. That's not it.
Thank you, Amy, by the way. Amy's not at her office, so she's using her home computer. So thank you,
and
Amy.
always entertaining.
While she's getting this up, we are looking for stories. We're looking for stories of impact from all over the region, like she said. So please send us stuff so that we can share it on the regional pages. It gets a lot of traction, and people from all over the region, we want to share the great work and ideas all over the region. And so you can maybe find something from Minnesota, and they can find something from you guys. We're also honoring women in Rotary this month, and we have a Women in Rotary campaign still going on till the end of the month. You can get more information on that. Adriana can send that to you. Dr. Z can send that to you. But if you know someone, we've already been honoring people. I think, Debbie, I saw you the other day. We're honoring people until the end of the month all over the region. So if there's someone in your club, someone in the district that really just you want to honor the impact they've made, please let us know.
All right, so here is the Rotary Brand Center. You can access it by going to rotary.org or typing in the words Rotary Brand Center. It should take you to this page. You have to have your username and login to access it. But it asks you, what do you want to do? And you can select the things that you want to do. If you want to build a template, create a logo, which is what we were talking about before, we can go to Rotary Club Logos and click on that little button. And then you can build the template. So we've kind of combined a lot of things in here into one space to create it for the district, the zone, or even your club. But you would just click that create button. Decide, that's a lot of words there, but you don't have to worry about those. Decide if you want to use that simplified version where you see how it is all solid there within the wheel, or if you want to use the regular, as they call it, the regular version. And then you can decide if you want to do it in color, in black, in the Rotary blue, white and gold, all of the things. All right. And then you can decide if you're going to put your club's name below, like here, and then you would type, Rotary Club of Patrick or Attrick or whatever I just wrote there. And then you can move it and change it to be above, see there, or you can do it above and below, however you want to do it, as long as you, whatever I typed there, as long as you have it, you can save it. And you can hit download that file, and you will determine if you wanted to use it as a PDF. So, like on a piece of stationery and it's fixed, you can't move or manipulate it. If you want to use it as a JPEG, which would be the image on a white background or the color background that's present, or as a PNG file, which is the image with I don't want to say a clear background, but a transparent background, and you can drop it directly onto whatever surface that you need to. So if it's a blue background or a green background or what have you.
That is the best description I've heard of those three in a long time.
Oh, well,
Very
thank
easy.
you.
Yes,
I'm good for something. I see my little job that I'm good at is I can make you a logo or play in Canva.
Well, thank you. Does anybody have any questions about this? We're taking the extra time today because we want to make sure you guys get this. So Elaine, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Good to see you all.
Good to see
I have
you.
a question. Why on that logo, when we write our club name in or district name, it's never bold, so that when it gets printed, sometimes it's really weak, and yet Rotary is bold, obviously, but I would like to suggest, if ever you consider allowing us to bold, especially when we're printing things or having things. Yeah,
we don't, obviously, we don't control the rules on that, but I will send that suggestion up to the powers that be. I totally see what you're saying. Obviously, I think they want the Rotary bolded bigger than anything else, but I totally understand where you're coming from, and it's a good point, and I will absolutely pass that along. Who else? Anybody else have a question? Yeah.
So one question that it's a common question with the different clubs, it is correct to add in on the club logo the district 5930, for example.
Yeah, no.
It just keep clean the club name on the logo. Okay.
Because you're not the district, and I know this is confusing. I know I wish there were not rules in branding, but it makes sense, right? Because again, you're identifying, and some of it goes to legality and legal stuff as well. Which, you know, let's say a Rotary Club did something really crazy with a event that harmed people accidentally. I mean, I'm going real technical here. It's your Rotary Club. Now, obviously, people might sue to sue anybody, but there are legality reasons as well. But from a branding standpoint, and I can get into all that offline, but from a branding standpoint, you're the Rotary Club of Corpus Christi. You're not Rotary District 5930. You know what I mean? It's like, and then you're not Rotary International. So, good question. I'm glad you're asking this stuff. This is very important to ask. And so, if anybody needs us to spend more time on it, we can get offline and have a conversation. But very, very good question. What are these boxes? I'm telling you, the aliens are here.
Just ignore the little man behind the screen.
Okay. Who else?
And
Anybody?
I have the last question, Patrick.
Yeah, go for it.
For example, the official name to use to create the logo, because sometimes I identify some confusion about what name I need to use to create my logo through the brand center.
Can you elaborate a little bit more?
So yes, for the club name,
Okay.
some, you know, there are a lot of creativity sometimes, and when they're creating the logo, the club logo on the brand center, they are confused. What is the official name that I need to of my club to create the logo?
So I had this question. I personally asked it for my club to RI, and it is what your club is known to or recognized within their community. Our name, our legal name for my club is the Rotary Club of League City. But our community knows us as League City Rotary, not even using the word club. So I wanted to make sure that when we went to print things that I wasn't wasting my money and my time by doing it League City Rotary. And they said, yes, that is fine. If we could be League City Rotary Club, or Rotary Club of the League City. All of those are fine if that's how your community knows your name. We choose to use League City Rotary.
Yeah, like for example, one of my wonderful team members created this slide deck for us on the road, right? And it says Rotary Club of Austin Cosmopolitan. That's not my Rotary Club. My Rotary Club is known as Austin Cosmopolitan Rotary Club. So, really good point. We're always Austin Cosmopolitan on the top, and then Rotary on the middle, and then Club at the bottom. So, yeah, it's how you're known.
Okay.
These are great questions, by the way.
Thank you.
I like this deep dive into the branding. I think it's important. I really, at this point in the new branding journey, I mean, we have to have these conversations, and we have to have these conversations with clubs that are having a challenge with changing, because we're at the point now where we want to not affect the branding worldwide. We want to get that credit. So please reach out to us if we can help in any way. We can have that conversation. We can jump on a Zoom and have the inspirational why it's important, and we can even help make the logo right then and there. I've had people redo their logo after this talk in the audience and get all excited how easy it is. And then their projects got more attention in the community. It's easier to see it's Rotary. It's just easier. They're cleaner. It's a cleaner logo. And I love that you asked, how do you, I'm going to start using that. What does the community know you as? That's a really good way of putting it. Okay. So
we have,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go.
All right, so we want to show you a few more tools that you have. So the Rotary Year Checklist. Now, we used to call it a New Year Checklist, but really this is all the time. We want you to be checking on yourself all the time. So as a zone, we are committed to helping you audit your website, meaning help you go through and look at all your logos and things and making sure that your websites are up to date with current speakers and all that. There's nothing worse than going to visit a club or check it out, and I'm not really sure if they have a meeting because it's not on their calendar. It's not on their website. Who's the speaker? Is it the district governor? I'm not going, because that's how I felt like they didn't want to show up when I came. Are they doing a service project? Are they moving locations? My club is meeting at the Y next week because we're going to take a tour of some of their updated facilities. That's important so that my guests know if they're going to come visit League City, don't show up at our regular meeting place because ain't nobody home, right? So making sure that that is updated, where you're meeting and what's going on, and making sure that you have fresh content. And, we talk about it hopefully being weekly, but I mean, well, I'm looking at some pages and they haven't updated since 2018.
So let me ask you a question, everybody. You come into the community, you see some great event that the Rotary Club of Kingwood, I'm just going to pick another club, they did in the community. They did everything correctly when it came to branding the Y. And then they had their hashtag or their website on some brochures or posters. And you go to that website and it hasn't been updated since 2018. Are you going to show up? No. I know that innovators aren't. It's so important that your website and your Facebook page, and I say Facebook page because that is where we start. That's where NGOs live, okay? Non-government organizations live. If you have an Instagram or Snap, anything else, that LinkedIn, whatever, that it all pertains. I have been to club visits before, and for those of you that do club visits on this call, you'll totally appreciate this. You only can go off what they show, right? So I showed up, I was supposed to speak, and I show up to this woman's house. And I was like, I called my team and I said, hey, I'm not going in someone's backyard in Texas. That's not happening. I don't feel comfortable.
Get shot.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I don't feel comfortable. And they were like, well, that's what the address is. And I was like, well, this is wrong. And so I drove around the town. Thank God it wasn't the biggest city. I drove around the town and I saw a bunch of people showing up to a community center at noon-ish, at like 11:45. And I said, are you Rotary? And they go, yeah, come on in. So I pulled in and I went up to the president and I said, hey, are y'all having issues with visitors? And she goes, yeah. I mean, we used to have visitors all the time. I'm like, yeah, well, I just showed up to a backyard. She literally went to the person and goes, you said you were going to change that. Literally, they had not changed it in 4 years. So can you imagine how many visitors they missed? How many people, how many potential guests they've missed because of that mistake? So it's really important. That's why we've created this Rotary Year checklist for you to look at. Like Amy said, you look at it throughout the year, you check on it. But especially as the new year is coming, for anyone that's listening to this that's a PE or a public image chair of a club, you can take this to your board and say, are we doing this? And let's start doing this now. Another point to bring up, and it's somewhere in here, if it's not, it needs to be re-added. This is a new version of this list, is the admins. Making sure you have multiple admins in your website and multiple admins on your social media. And that doesn't mean that 5 people are posting all the time or 5 people are putting things on the website. Oh, here you go. Know your admins and have multiple members assigned. Yeah, it's there. Because if one person, let's say Dr. Z is like, nope, I'm going to just take care of it. It's mine. And I don't need to share it with anybody else. But then she gets invited to go live in Tokyo for 4 years. And so she moves and goes to Tokyo. Well, I can't do anything about that because Dr. Z only has the password, and Facebook and our app and GoDaddy, they don't care. So it's very important that you have multiple admins. And then, as you can see, visit your club as a guest. It's right there bolded. That's that boom boom one. That's the big. I'm telling you, you're going to see some awesome things that you can transform and things that you're doing really well at. And it's a great exercise. And then hashtags. We highlight that as well. It's very important that you use hashtags in your posting. I recommend, our team recommends having a club hashtag. Every club have their own individual hashtag. We don't have time to dive into that today. We can come back and help you. We can help you offline. But a hashtag is a filing cabinet for the World Wide Web. It is a modern day business card, essentially. And innovators of all ages, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, innovators look at hashtags. And so when you are out in the community doing the incredible impact you're making, when you have a club hashtag on your pull-up banners and all your printed brochures and rack cards, they will take that hashtag, enter it into Google, And if you're posting on social media correctly using your hashtag, there goes all your stuff, all on Google. I can see everything you're doing in the community. It takes about a year to really get established. So that's repetitive, doing it over and over again. And then Google really goes, okay, this is legit. And so hashtag Corpus Christi serves, hashtag, Rotary serves Kingwood, whatever it is, you cannot own a hashtag. So please research the hashtag first to see if it's already been sort of dominated, being used by someone else. And there are no rules to hashtags except no spaces and don't use just numbers. Don't have numbers be the dominant characters in a hashtag. But we'll come back and we have a great social media training. We have an amazing media training that teaches you how to handle media pre, during, and post an event. It's a very popular training. We do about a 5-hour training where we dive into so much. People want more. They want us to go for another 2 hours, and I'm on the floor like falling asleep. I'm so tired, but we're here for you guys to come back and dive into this kind of stuff. But this is one of our most popular slides because people can take this and start implementing right away.
All right. And I just want to add real quick on that social media piece. If you are using Facebook or whatever, and you have it for your club or even for your district, we have seen across the globe the little AI bots taking down our pages, right? Because we've gone and we've rated them correctly. And it says that we are now trying to impersonate Rotary International, and our page gets hijacked and then we can't use it anymore. And you go, what the heck do I do? And so Pam Blankensee, who's on our team, she can kind of help guide you through the way to appeal it. We make zero promises that you can get your page back, but she also can give you some helpful hits about how to do some things so that maybe your page won't get hijacked. It will be less likely.
And tell me if I'm speaking out of turn here, because this isn't my expertise, the hijacking of the pages. But from what I thought I heard, is that the more clubs that are using their club master brand, it is helping versus using Rotaries.
Yes.
Because Rotary is Rotaries and your clubs is your club. So that's another reason to get your club logos compliant, because the Facebook bot doesn't have as much power over it. So,
right.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
All right.
All
We're
right.
done here, folks. Is everybody enjoying themselves? Are you getting stuff out of this? Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay.
All right, let's talk about this. If you are in a club, you are all in a club. Who likes to have a job description? Who likes to know what that expectation looks like? We are not saying you need to use our description of what a public image chair should do within a club, but we are offering to you some ideas, some best practices that we think work best within clubs. And so this is online. You can use that QR code to get there. I'm going to show you our website in just a minute. And then you can see where those things are and you can adapt them any which way you need. Now, I'll tell you the one that we have posted is a PDF, so you can't steal that one. But you can copy the text and we can help you with that.
And here's the deal. This comes not from our eye. This comes from us.
Exactly.
This comes from years on the ground, all of us being public image chairs and being successful at it. And saying, okay, what do we do here? And so this is a club PI chair, responsibilities, description, job description. And then we also have a district public image chair description. Adriana, I know you do great already, but we have one of those just in case you ever need it for the future.
Right. Okay, so here this is, and I don't want you to take your little phones and go do this right now, but if we were in person and all in the same room, then I could have you do that and look and touch. But right now I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to show you our zone webpage so that you can, I'm sorry, my dog is screaming in the background. He's an unhappy boy.
We're on live TV. It's okay.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, hold up. His nail is stuck. Just so
and as she's looking at switching that over, there's also the roadmap, the regional roadmap. It is a great resource for you to make sure that we're almost at the end of the year. So if you need any support or help from the public image side of things, please reach out to us. We're here to help you with the regional roadmap and the action plan.
All right, so here we are, our zone public image team. Like, you don't need to look at us. What you care about right now in this moment is this public image resource library.
And you can find this by going to zones25b-29.org. Zones25b-29.org.
And I am sure my favorite counterpart in all things Zoom, Debbie High, will be happy to put that in the chat for us, because that's just the way she rolls. All right, so here we are. Here is our page on the Zone website. As you can see in this left-hand corner, lots of information. Here's our Facebook page. Here is the checklist that we just showed you, the talking points that we showed you earlier. If you need things for an event, we have given you like a little timeline of how to do it, how to create that hashtag. Here is this public image job description that you wanted to be able to see. Here
There's
we have
the Canva brand kit and Rotary
Yes.
templates, which is wonderful. AI do's and don'ts. I mean, just tons of stuff.
The people of action, image editor. So just lots of things for you guys to use. These are free to you. We encourage you to use them. You don't have to fish around necessarily in the RI website to find some things, because we know that that can be kind of cumbersome. But this gives you an opportunity to be able to see some of those things and use them.
And please go and look at it if there's something missing. I mean, obviously we're building and building and building and building. We're continuing to add, but everything that's on that website in the resource library is something that we put our money where our mouth is. We know that it is something that works. It's been tested for years on the ground, and it has made transformational impacts in clubs through public image. So every single one of those things, I would absolutely guarantee, if you use it and you use it correctly and practice and work on it, it's going to help you big time. If there's something on there that you don't see that you need, please reach out to us. We either have it and we're just needing to add it, or we will make it and add it ASAP. The last thing we will share with you is the virtual connection hour. We wanted to make sure as a team that we are available anytime, any place. I mentioned to you earlier today. So that is on the fourth Monday of every month from 4:30 to 5:30 Central Time. If you need the link, first of all, we send out emails every month. If you're not receiving the emails and you'd like to receive our emails from the region, please let us know. We will add you to our list. But if you just want to go on the Rotary Zones 25b-29.org website and go to the calendar, the link is in the calendar section of the fourth Monday of every month. There's the link for the Zoom. You can mute yourself if you need to. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We all know what it's like to have animals that do that. So again, that's it. That's what we have for you today. Actually, a couple more. Can you go to the last slide? Yeah, we want to play this video real quick. This video, we believe, encompasses the why and the impact that we make in Rotary, so we'd like you to see it real quick.
Okay, also TV timeout for just a second. Patrick, you need to do the little interlude music.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. So I'm going to go back to our intention real quick. Did you get inspired today?
Yeah.
And you don't have to lie. No, I'm kidding. Did you get inspired? Do you feel like this was value for your time? Do you feel like you got some tools and resources you can take back immediately and start implementing? Okay, cool. Then we did what we were here to do, and that is the intention that we had. It has been an honor to be with each and every one of you. I want to end with this video that she's getting queued up here. And then once the video is done, we'll have one more thing to say, and then we'll turn it back to the wonderful team in the district. You
okay,
ready?
well, I'm not sure we're getting a wonderful video because now my computer hates me.
Don't worry about it. We don't have to do it. We can send the link to the video to you guys. It's such a powerful, impactful video. I did it at North Central Pets, and actually all the rooms were like, where's the tissues? You're supposed to give us tissues. And I mean, people were crying. It was really, really beautiful. But I will say this. I honor each and every one of you. Our team honors you. We are so thankful for what you do for Rotary and for the world. We are here for anything you need. And thank you for taking the time to be with us today. and go out and continue to serve the world, and we will see you soon. Oh, you think you got it?
I'm not making promises yet.
Okay, no worries.
Patrick, before
Yes,
if it starts,
yeah, go for it.
do you know there are so many clubs around the world, so many districts around the world, and I never know where in the world they are. And I wondered if you could ever send back that message to RI to start thinking like, let's put a little bit more information on the club or the district, what part of the world they're in, because District 2219 doesn't mean anything to me. So
yeah, that's a really good point. And and thank you for bringing that up. So when we started as our public image chairs for our District 5870, we went on a retreat. This was 10 years ago. And that was something we as a team said, we cannot be District 5870. No one knows what that is. So we created District 5870 Central Texas. And we put it all over and all our branding. And then other districts started to follow. North Texas, South Central Texas. People started to do it. There's people up north now that do it. Now there's a little bit of a branding issue. We have to be careful that RI really wants us to make sure we're not encompassing. In other words, oh, you got it working. All right, pause it for 1 second. We just have to make, when it comes to branding, we have to make sure, like, for example, let's say that your district went into Mexico. Let's say it actually went into like Matamoros and yeah, let's just say it went into Matamoros, one city. You couldn't say you're just South Texas because you also include Mexico. So it's become this tricky thing, but I still think that we need to brand ourselves unofficially as South Texas, South Central Texas, East Texas, South, or South of France, because you're right. No one knows, especially at pets. That's why we started putting, I was like, we've got to figure out a way, because those banners just say, whatever. So that's when we went back and really started making sure our district was branded geographically. Amy, do you have anything you want to say about that? Because you've actually dealt with this officially with a club.
No, it's just everything that Patrick has said. If you're going to put it in ink, you better make sure everybody is participating. If you want to spew it from the mouth, that's different. Deniability, right? Plausible deniability.
Yeah. Elaine, I hope that helped, and I will continue to push that up, the message.
All right, let's watch a video.
All right, here we go.
This is my triumph of the day if it works.
When we're laying on our deathbed, you're not going to worry about how much money you had, how much power you had, how much prestige. You're going to see that was all game, that was all an illusion. The only thing that's going to matter is the impact you had on other people's lives.
We are all on a separate journey. But the beautiful thing about our life here on this earth is at my funeral, they ain't gonna talk about my success. They're gonna talk about who Nick was and how Nick lived and how Nick loved and encouraged.
Success is incredibly important, but even more important than success, it's having an impact. It's knowing you haven't walked the planet in vain. It's knowing that because you've been here, you've blessed lives, you've developed people, and you have made the world a better place.
The effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is. Everything you gain in life will rot and fall apart. And all that will be left of you is what was in your heart.
Life is a mirror. And life gives us not what we want. Life gives us who we are. When you were born, you cried while the world rejoiced. Live your life in such a way that when you die, the world cries while you rejoice.
That's the why.
Wow.
And that's who you are. And that is who we are as Rotarians. And that's why we want to end it with that. And thank you again for all you do. And we hope to see you very soon in person. So thanks for letting us be here today.
Thank you.
Wow, that was powerful, Patrick and Amy. And can I have a link to that? I want to show it at my conference.
Yes, that is, and I have to give Kelly Atkinson credit for this. Kelly Atkinson uses it in one of his presentations, and I ran up to him after. I was like, "What is that video?" Because we were hosting Lone Star Pets, and I was bawling before I went upstairs. So I will get that too. Yes.
Yes, send it to me and Adriana, and we will definitely use this.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you. Thank you again, Amy and Patrick, and for that wonderful insight and emphasizing of sharing our why. And a big shout out to Adriana for organizing this. Thank you so much, Adriana.
You're
Public
awesome,
Affairs
Adriana.
for the
Thank you.
district, and thank you to all the participants in attendance for giving your time and energy and this morning and making it fabulous. So thank you, Adriana, for doing that.
It's my pleasure, and thank you, Patrick, Amy, and all the Rotarians that today get together to learn more about the public image. For me as the district chair, it's very important to share with the district that we belong to something bigger, because it's not just our club, it's Rotary International, and what a great opportunity to learn how to take advantage of all the resources that we have access to promote this amazing organization. So thank you so much. I will just want to share with everybody the presentation, short information about from the district level, the different resources that we already have. Let me share my screen with all of you. So again, as Patrick and Amy shared before, public image is everything. There is my contact information for everybody. Please take that in and please share with your clubs and your public image chairs. So basically, just cover what is the public image chair on the district level. Basically, the main purpose of the public image chair is be there for the clubs to support with information, guideline, and access to the different resources that we have access and we already cover with Patrick and Amy. Something that it's very important, and I'm strongly suggest to share with your club, is about the training available on Learning Center, myrotary.org. I strongly recommend to the clubs, encourage the club members and your public image chair to take these courses because it's very important. I can confirm that it's when we prepare and educate ourselves as Rotarians, we make an impact in the clubs. So there is the list of the trainings that I strongly recommend to promote in your clubs. In that way, you can learn how to use the brand center, how important is the public image in your club. For on the club level, it's very important. I strongly recommend when you're working on the board members or your officers, have your club public image share job descriptions, because in that way, it's more easy to you as a club identify the correct person to take the leadership of this amazing job. Because at the end, we are volunteers, but it's a job, it's a commitment as a club member with your club. So in that way, there is just a summary of the public image share on the club level, what is the responsibilities, and helps a lot to create your own team, because as district, we have a team, but at club level, we strongly recommend to create your own team to create at the beginning of your Rotary year, you have a plan, you have a team, and then when it's coming the next year, you have a very same like transition and have a continuity of the public image marketing strategy for your club. So that's why I really recommend to ask me if you would like to have more information about the public image share description. So we already covered with Patrick and Amy about the official logos and official logos of Rotary, but I want to share with all of you that we have on the district website, we already create, and on the website, you have access to your club logo. That is very important because sometimes we identify that the members, they don't have the information to log in on their brand center. So the district, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on, but if you click here, you will have access to a Dropbox folder. I think that I need to update that, but you have access to all the district club logos. So if, for example, you would like to have access to your simplified version, you just click here and you have access to your Dropbox account. For example, if you are partner with another club, there is the list of all the district club logos. So it's more easy to keep the branding. There is access to all the district members to the information about the guideline, what I can do with the club. For the Rotary, for the Rotaract, and basically something that is important, we have access to support the Interact clubs to create their own logos. We have access to create the Interact logos, and it's very important because we as leaders, we would like to start sharing this information to the Interact level. In that way, we can expand correctly the message on the all levels, from the students, from the Rotaracts, and from the Rotary members. So any question about how to have access to our Rotary, your Rotary logos, your club logo? Not people of action, something that mentioned before, people of action message provides simple, consistent, and answer the question, what is Rotary? So we have access to this another amazing tool that take like a nice picture of people of action during your service project, and then you have access to this amazing tool to add we connect in the according with the Rotary guideline. So everything, we have access to that. If you have any question how to access to this tool, there is the website. It's pretty much easy, and I think that it's something that makes more professional the pictures of your service project. So next one. Something that it's on the district level that we really want to start promoting, it's about the Service Project Center. That it's something that is new, helps to share your projects, find inspiration of other clubs around the world, promoting the important to collaborate and connect with the other clubs, and support call filters by Rotary area or focus to align your effort with global priorities. Again, this is the link where you can access to this amazing tool, and you can upload your service project, learn about other service projects, and I think that it's amazing. I don't know if any of you already start using this tool. No? Okay, so there is information, there is a link. I encourage to try to, before the end of this year, use and upload your service project. And finally, we as the district, we encourage everybody to share your club story or service project with us. There is a simple, just send us an email, rotary5930@gmail.com with a prepared story to cover this information. We would like to know about your Rotary club, the name of the members submitting the information, the club position, title of the post, and write the story. Be sure that and to cover who, what, where, when, and why. And again, submit with the pictures, and in that way we can share through our social media on the district monthly newsletter. And that is why we are here. Letters help us to promote your event. I don't know if you already take this information, is very important to us. The next one is strongly recommend district audit website and social media audit. I strongly recommend internally for your club. Please help us that take a time during the beginning or before the end of the Rotary year to make this the district your club audit website and social media, because it is very important to keep updated your club logo, your club information, because it's part of how you make an impact on the community. So any questions from me? No?
That is some great stuff, I have to say. Thank you for sharing all that. And thank you for the Service Project Center, which is such an important tool in the RI toolbox. So thank you for all you're doing.
Thank you. So if there is nothing else that we if you any of you have any question or something that we were covering, that we are respecting the agenda, we are on time, but it's time if anybody would like to share any comments, suggestions, or if you would like that in the future we'll have any other type of webinar with a specific topic. Please let us know today or send to me an email with any suggestions to keep improving the public image and marketing of and branding of the district.
I would, first of all, like to say thank you, but also to say your job, even though it's this silo called public image, really spills over into the service areas, because you have to help us tell our story, unfortunately, and you have to help us maybe even start to help us develop some standardized, I'm going to call it standardized brochures for the different things we do in Rotary that can be customized to the club or the district level. But I want some basic language. Like, I'm still looking.
We have that. We have that on on our zone website, and I will make sure it's on our public image resource library. We have templates for rack cards, for brochures. We have examples of things that have been working.
Interact, Rotaract.
Well, we have Rotary. We don't have Interact and Rotaract, and I will make sure we get
Looking
that.
for.
We will make sure to get that. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments that want to share today?
I will say that we would love to come back to an in-person training where we work with Adriana and the whole district and do a 5-hour. I would like it to be in Corpus Christi because I love Snoopy's and I need some fried shrimp. But that's just me. But
That is the best.
But we would love to do that soon. So we'll talk offline on that. But we'd love to see everybody in person and really get down into the weeds of things.
Hey,
So.
Zara, you got that house, that nonprofit house still on Ocean Drive we can use?
Yes.
At no charge?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, there you go. Hey,
That's
there
like
you go.
right on the bay, buddy.
On the bay. Yeah.
So funny
Not
story,
during hurricane season.
my parents almost lived on Ocean Drive when I would have been born, but they got transferred back to Austin. But that would have been fun. I would have lived on Ocean Drive in Corpus Christi and grown up there. So
And that is the HEB house, the original HEB house.
Oh, that's cool.
They
Very
donated for the nonprofits.
And I know that Ocean Drive's not too far from Snoopy's, so hey.
That's right.
That's right. I'm there with you. Now that I'm in San Antonio, I need a Snoopy's run badly.
Yeah. Thank y'all for having us.
Thank you.
I
Thank
will
you. Thank you
stop
so much.
right now to recording this meeting.
Oh yeah, you